Hello, you're listening to Questboard, a podcast where we make up random side quests. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Tiffany. And just so you know, we are not professional writers in any way, shape, or form. At least we don't claim to be. We just really like tabletop RPGs, and we do this for fun.
Yeah. Are you having fun?
I'm always having fun.
Yeah. On a hot day like today, where we are.
It is hot.
And I know it's much hotter in other parts of our country, but the Pacific Northwest is very hot right now for us.
We're used to rain and overcast, and there's sun in the sky.
I miss the rain.
I miss the rain too.
Maybe we'll put rain in this quest, today's quest.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make it rainy scene.
Aesthetic rain.
Yeah. I mean, it'll probably do nothing unless we could actually make it a part of the quest, like a major part. But let's see.
Let's not force it. It's got to be natural.
True. Okay, let's just see what it is and then we'll judge for ourselves. You got dice?
I got them. 44.
That sounds familiar. Did we? Oh, it's our first duplicate.
Ooh.
44 it was the notice for on hard times for minor minds are hiring. It's the wait, is that the planes sliders episode?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so your choice is like we've talked about this before that we don't want to just keep re-rolling or anything like that. So Tiffany,
Yes.
up or down?
Today I'm feeling up.
Up. So 45 is something we already did, and that was the tin pot episode, deal or no deal. Is I keep going up until we get one we haven't.
Makes sense. Okay.
So the next one up after that, 46. Cleric needed.
Uh-oh.
Daughter ill and dying. And then a very large, like in the parentheses. We've made a rule to ignore those. But
Yes.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna read out the parentheses real quick. Local farmer is worried because his daughter's health and is rapidly declining. He needs someone with knowledge of medicine and to determine what kind of illness or poison or curse is affecting her.
Okay.
But basically it's saying cleric needed, daughter ill and dying.
Yeah.
Probably written like very frantically.
Most likely. And it's most definitely a new posting because it would not have been up there for very long if she's like in the process of dying.
You have a fair point on that one.
Yeah. So this only works if the party has a healer.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is just like we should make every quest so that like if they don't have a cleric, they could still do it.
This could also turn into an escort quest. If they go talk to the father of the dying woman, it could be like, I know of a cleric in the next town over, but it's too dangerous for them to travel alone. So could you please go and escort them? If she's not dying like immediately, like maybe a week or so.
Oh, what if it's this could be like a small baron or anything like that, or like a noble household
Okay.
where their house is like in a remote area.
I feel like if they're nobles, though, they could have just sent a group of their servants or something to.
But I was gonna say, what happens if it's the winter time and there's like a blizzard going on, and so the party has to help the cleric that's already in the town that they're currently in get to the location.
Gotcha. So frozen rain.
Frozen. Yes, frozen rain. That or like some like it could be a huge thunderstorm.
Hmm. Yeah.
That or like dangerous roads so the cleric can't travel by themselves. They're already in the town where the cleric is.
Okay.
And it could have been like there was other clerics that went before and they didn't make it on the way there. No, then they wouldn't have heard about it.
Right. This is almost like if you're gonna stick with the blizzard theme and a sick person that you need to get medicine and or a healer to, this is turning into Balto.
Oh my god, did I accidentally suggest Balto?
You did.
I did
Which
think
I'm
about
fine
that.
with because that is a fantastic movie.
No, it's a good movie and well animated.
Yes.
Also, there's no such thing as original ideas anymore.
Yeah. So we've got a Balto situation. If you really want, we could throw in sled dogs
I
and let the
mean,
party like pilot a sled.
that would be fun.
Right?
Like a pair of sleds
Maybe a pair of sleds pulled by something bigger than your average sled dog so that more than one person can fit on the sled.
Well, it's also like supplies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What would be a good fancy version?
I mean, dire wolves.
Oh, come on, we could go more fancy than that.
Yeah, but dire wolves are cool. Okay. More fantasy than dire wolves, really?
Direwolves is just wolf but bigger.
Yeah, real
How's that
big.
fantasy?
They don't exist. Well, I guess they no, they kind of prehistoric wolves maybe were bigger.
I understand if like you went and said like, "Oh, axe beaks." I love axe beaks because they're basically chocobos. But at least
Didn't you
that's
bring up axe beaks last time?
we've talked about we said once before in a couple episodes ago. I can't remember. But at least those is a little bit more fancy. Yeah, they're kind of
Okay,
ostrichy,
okay.
but you know what I mean.
Right, right. I'm trying to think of something that could be like domesticated enough to pull sleds, but still be really cool and fantasy looking.
You got something, or you're just saying setting parameters.
That was just my parameters.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I'm making you look it up because, I don't want the sound of clacking on my end because my mic will pick up my typing.
I know. Man, I don't know.
If we can't think of anything, we'll just go with dire wolves and have one of them look like Balto.
I mean, that'd be fun. Okay, I'm looking at a list of snow related creatures.
I'm currently on D&D Wiki, which has a list of Arctic monsters.
Okay, that's probably a good one because I hit the end of this list and it just ends in Yeti. Which,
Whoa, what?
huh?
Great for our audio podcast, by the way.
Yeah,
It doesn't come with a picture. I found a creature
what's it called?
that the name is Polar Bear Dog.
Oh, that's from Legend of Korra.
Well, it's apparently in D&D.
It's someone made a,
It's a fae, large fae.
I think, yeah, someone made,
It's a variant
oh,
of
what's this?
bear blink dog, which resembles a polar bear.
Yeah, this is definitely the polar bear dog from Legend of Korra made into a D&D creature.
You know what? Let's do that one.
Okay, so it's a bunch of polar bear dogs?
Maybe like one big one. Like it says it's a large creature.
Yeah, it's rideable. Here, I can
So
show you a picture.
I think one could pull a sled.
Oh, one could definitely pull a sled.
Oh, I know Korra's version. I've seen Korra's version.
That's the one they're talking about. That's what it is. They just made it into a D&D creature.
Okay.
People do that a lot. They'll be like, "Oh man, this thing's really cool. Let's give it D&D stats."
I just now realized on the D&D wiki page it says Arctic monsters. It says 5th edition homebrew.
Yes.
Okay, these are all homebrew creatures.
Yep.
You want homebrew? Yep,
Yeah.
that's what we
It's
did.
gonna be a polar bear dog.
Could be a polar bear dog,
I mean, why not? Who doesn't love a good polar bear dog?
and it's better than continuing search.
That too. Honestly, it could be whatever you want to throw and you
Yeah,
to
it
your
could be an
handmaid.
Arctic axe beak if you want to.
Or a mammoth. They're not very fast though,
No,
so
but they could survive that blizzard.
they definitely could.
Yeah, if it's just a simple like,
Or just a bunch of huskies, really.
yeah, if it's just a simple get the cleric and like supplies to that outskirts mansion
Manor,
manor, whatever you want to say it,
big house.
whatever you want to call it. Do you okay? So how are we going to? Because I'm trying to formulate a thought,
Mhm.
not give up halfway on several.
You could do it.
Words are hard.
They very much are.
Sentences are hard.
Oh, that's even more tough. You gotta put the words together.
What kind of challenges do we want on the way?
Snow related for sure. There can be ice in places. There is actually a set of rules for freezing conditions, whereas like if they don't have the proper gear, they gain like points of exhaustion or something like that. Again, talking purely D&D because it's what I know. If there's
And drink.
probably and drink, yeah.
I'm still going with that
But
joke.
there's probably rules like that in other systems, and you could probably adapt them to match or to work with other systems. So icy conditions, like they could hit some ice and like skid That could be something that could happen. There could be a snowdrift that someone falls into. That's always fun, and then they have to dig them out.
Oh, I thought of something.
What?
We could do a little bit of a horror thing.
Ooh, do tell.
We basically do a like an apex kind of creature hunting the party the entire trip.
Yeti.
And near the end
No.
is when it's a final confrontation.
Yeah.
So it's like the creature will do hit and run tactics
Ooh.
in like the beginning mid stages kind of thing.
Okay, okay.
Or if it's like a pack kind of thing, then it'll be like small attacks, what's with overlooming like the alpha watching kind of terror and not knowing when they will attack or not throughout the entire trip. And then near the end is when you will actually kill the alpha thing or the horrendous creature.
How about this? The Tremor has.
What the?
It's like
I,
a giant centipede looking thing, and it says they're predators that hunt beneath the ice and snow. They can burrow into the ground and have tremor sense that reaches out to about 60 feet, meaning they can pop up from below a foe, bite an enemy, swallow them whole, then back beneath the ground before you know what's happened.
I never heard of this thing.
I haven't either. I just found it, and it is beautiful. It's got these like
Is it a homebrew thing or is it a
spikes running
legit
down
thing?
its back. I'm not entirely sure. It's let me look that up a little bit more.
That
It's
looks
on
interesting.
it's on D&D Beyond. So
D&D
it,
Beyond still allows homebrew.
it still allows homebrew. Okay.
Yeah, you should look at the homebrew spells and stuff.
I'm afraid to. It doesn't say it's homebrew. I think it's a real thing. But once again, we're not doing solely D&D. It's just what we know. This thing is terrifying, and I suggest you look it up though. It's Remorhaz. I feel like that would be kind of a fun thing.
Okay, if it burrows and all that stuff and like jumps up from below, we could have it where this is how you start the tension of the trip,
Oh, it's got a heated body,
just in case like one way to track it, I guess.
I guess. No, the spikes running down its back look like they're giving off heat, and if you touch it, you take fire damage.
That's the actual stat block.
Yeah,
Can you send me a link to that?
I certainly can.
But as I was saying, I think a good way to add some tension is if we have other people. Let's say the party plus the cleric is 2 sleds, right? We have a third sled.
I feel like there should be 3 sleds.
Okay, 3 sleds. Then there's a fourth sled where it has additional supplies.
Okay, there's 1 extra sled. Okay.
Basically, I'm saying the that extra sled it's basically marked for death, in
Uh-oh.
which while they're riding, and we can have that thing be the front in line or the third in line, but then just out of nowhere it just comes up and will latch onto that and then just like burrow back down with like the cart in mouth or something like
I
that.
just imagine this thing breaching like a whale and then diving down on top of the cart and taking it down with it.
Yeah, that kind of imagery. And just
That
like everyone not like see that coming because there was no sign of it happening.
right, because this thing, I mean, it goes underground. Can't plan for that. That sounds like a terrifying experience, and I love it.
When is this going to be coming out? Not close enough to October, I assume.
Well, we definitely got to do something spooky for October, like all of October.
We could try.
We're
I
gonna.
don't know. We keep like doing off season things like, oh, this will be great, but it's like
Well, because we never know what we're gonna do.
I know that.
We're making this up as we go.
But remember when we did the creepy doll? And I
Yeah.
was like, this is a slam dunk for a Halloween thing.
Right?
And then we turned it into a love story.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what's gonna
And
happen.
we did that after Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We're just not in line with the seasons.
Hey, you can never plan for love.
Oh, that's the most romantic thing you've ever said.
Hey.
Well, around me.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, I'm looking over the stat block. It's just like got 2 moves: bite or swallow.
Yep. I feel like that's it's not overpowered. What is it? Challenge rating is 11 on this thing, so it's pretty tough. But if it's just that hunting them, what if its favorite food is polar bear dog, and that's why it's hunting them?
Side note for if you are thinking about putting this creature into your campaign, it is a challenge rating of 11.
I just said that.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, fine then. You were probably reading something.
I was reading like the description because I was like, oh my god, swallow, that seems overpowered. And it's like, oh, if it takes 30 damage or more on a single turn, then it rolls a constitution saving throw or else it throws up
Yeah,
whatever's inside. And you take acid damage for every turn you spend inside the stomach.
sounds like fun. And if it dies and you've been swallowed by it, you can then just climb out of its mouth.
Well, you're blinded and restrained.
No, you're no longer restrained if it dies.
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry. If it dies.
Yeah.
Because I was also thinking, like, if you could still attack while in the stomach.
Yep. Probably because what restrained just means you can't move, right?
You can't move, and yeah, your attack rolls will be disadvantaged, but you're blinded, so it's automatically gonna be disadvantaged anyways.
Right. And disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, but you're inside of a thing, so I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can pokey poke, try to stab your way out, and if you get a crit
but it's
with
weird.
disadvantage, which would be amazing, I would like if I was the DM in this situation, I would totally make it so if you critted while inside that thing, you could cut your way out the side of it.
Yeah, it's like a critical death saving throw kind of thing.
Not even a death saving throw,
But
no.
no, it's like that kind of thing where it's just above and beyond.
Yeah, you're out. You get out. Everyone else just sees a sword stick out the side of it.
I was just thinking, you're in the stomach. So if you
Mhm.
attack, let's say you have a sword and you just swing with the sword, I feel
Right.
like that's easier to hit.
I mean, no matter where you swing, you're gonna hit. The point is
Yeah,
to not hit yourself. It's pinned, like, it's seemingly pinned up against you. You're not really gonna be able to get much of a swing in.
this thing is considered a huge monstrosity. I feel like the stomach is big enough that you could make your way like around.
Yeah, but if you look at the picture I sent you, it's not that big. It can swallow, it looks like it can easily swallow a human, like a full grown human.
Medium or smaller creature.
Yeah, it can swallow that down, but that's about it, like just one at a time, because it's kind of a tube.
Okay, I think we're having the silly argument about like if you could maneuver around inside of a stomach of a fictitious creature. So
I mean, I feel like that's a valid argument, but okay.
let's own. Okay.
Anyway, so this thing is hunting them. Do you want to have incidents leading up to the whale breach moment, or
No, I feel
have
like
that be the first interaction?
that would should be the first interaction to set the tone and to set the dangers,
Gotcha.
I think. But how do we have it like how do we have the sense of tension slash like the smaller moments before leading up to the big one? For example, like this reminds me of the movie Tremors. Did you ever see
I
that movie?
was literally just about to reference Tremors.
Okay.
Yes,
I've only seen Tremors 1. Great movie.
I've only seen snippets of it on the Sci-Fi Channel. I have not seen the whole thing.
I think I might have a DVD of it. I got like a $5 movie bin at Walmart.
Then you're hosting the next movie night.
The workaround with that, like to create good tensions, is they know that if they stand on rocks, they're
Yeah,
safe. But if they stand
right.
on ground, they're in
Of
danger.
course.
So, do we try to somewhat recreate that for this so that like we could create the connection for the party of like, hey, if you walk on this kind of ground, the thing will sense you, sense you where you are. But if you're standing on this, you're safe. And then it's like, how do we then becomes a puzzle for them to then
Right.
get to the manor to save the kid because this is still a ticking clock where it's like the
Right.
medicine cleric needs to get to there to save a kid's life.
Right. But they need to get the cleric there alive or medicine intact, depending on whichever
Yes, that too. So it's like I think this would create a very interesting puzzle slash like tension for the group.
complication.
Yeah, a huge complication.
Oh yeah, because this thing wants to eat what like something with their party, like probably the thing pulling the sleds, because that's the most meaty thing there.
I think it's wanted to eat anything.
It just wants to eat.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, why don't we just throw in the worms from Dune?
Well, this one looks cooler and it's actually designed for snow and ice.
Yeah, it's true.
What we could do is we could have like wolves attack and then them being on specific ground would allow the party to learn about it. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So the wolves attack them, but then partway through the battle, this thing attacks the wolves.
Yeah. like
to give them that first view. Actually, better yet,
clues through storytelling kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what if like the wolves kind of square up in front of them and they're blocking their path and then everyone's like getting ready. It's like, okay, we're going to have to fight these things and then this bugger comes up out of the ground and swallows all the wolves whole.
Okay. First, I think we need to set up how does this thing track prey,
It
and what can they stand on to not have it be tracking them?
it has what it says here, it says it has tremor sense. So the way I'm interpreting this is if you're walking on soft ground, it can sense that. Any solid rocks probably wouldn't transmit that as well. So get on the rocks, not on ground.
Okay.
But this thing can travel through snow as well. And the other description I saw of it says it travels through the snow. And these guys are going through like probably a mountain pass or something where the snow is packed deep. So what I'm thinking is it can sense it if you're walking on top of the snow. But if you hop on a rock, it can't sense you.
Actually, we didn't even talk about it. So this is going through a mountain pass?
I don't know, I just assumed like that's usually where it's hard to get through if it's snowing really hard.
Or it could there's just like higher region kind of thing.
Yeah, could be that.
Northern kind of forest, like snow forest kind of thing.
Right.
I was kind of imagining that, but that's the problem with us not discussing something like that beforehand.
Yeah, yeah, that probably would have come in handy.
I know, right?
So, okay, it can be just a northern region or it could be a mountain pass. Wherever it is, I feel like the snowpack needs to be pretty deep
Yeah.
for this thing to really be able to maneuver through that.
But I think either which one it is kind of important, because it's like if it was a snow pass, like a mountain pass, rocks would be more common.
Yeah.
But also, I think most of that would be rock in general. So this thing could burrow through rocks.
No, it doesn't say it can burrow through rocks. It says, well, it doesn't actually say on the like stat block, but the description I read beforehand.
Yeah, the entire thing we're going off of
Yeah, sure.
is that description.
They hunt beneath the ice and snow. So they can burrow into the ground and have a tremor sense. So what I was thinking is, yeah, it can burrow through ground, but not rock.
Okay. So I think in my mind, a foresty kind of thing where it actually has dirt
Yeah.
would make more
Well,
sense in my head compared to a mountain pass.
those have dirt too. Like in between the mountains where they come and form a valley, and that's the only place you can go through. That's the pass. And usually there's dirt up there too.
I was thinking of a different kind of mountain pass. The ones where it's where you take the road and you're on the side of a mountain where they carved, and then you see the drop on the
Gotcha.
side. I was thinking that kind of mountain pass. Okay, you're
No,
thinking the
I'm just thinking
valley
the
mountain pass.
valley between like two peaks of a mountain, but like it's still higher up, but it's the lowest place you can cross, so it is the best place to cross.
You see, communication is key between the game master and the party for this
That
very
too.
reason.
Yes.
Because we just had so many misunderstandings right then and there.
Well, now we're on the same page.
Okay, mountain pass, like valley mountain pass.
Yes.
Okay, that I could see with trees and all that stuff, and still enough where jagged rocks are like poking out of the ground.
Yes. With a definite like amount of snowpack on top. Because I was thinking a way they could eventually learn to track the thing is steam rising up from the snow. Because it's got those heated spikes. And it creates tunnels through the snowpack by melting the snow.
I think if they learn about it, they could it would be a very hard perception or vision based check.
Oh yeah, especially if there's any sort of wind blowing.
I was gonna say to see a faint glow underneath the snow, because
Ooh.
putting a light bulb under a layer of snow, you can still see the light come out through it.
Yes.
It'll radiate it.
So it's best to hunt this thing at night.
Well, this is to give off clues. We're
Right.
basically giving them the adventures for Tremors, which is they're going to figure out and come up with their own plan.
Honestly, if any of your party has seen Tremors, they're gonna figure this out.
Yeah. When did that movie come out? Like 88?
Unknown.
It was in the 80s, I think.
It was 1990.
Oh, 1990?
Yeah.
Still really old.
Yes. Hey,
I said I watched it. You only saw snippets.
I know, but I'm older than that movie, okay?
I'm only 2 years younger than that movie.
I'm only 1 year older than it. So,
Shocker, we're both old.
not that old.
We're in
Just
our 30s. We're old.
okay, fine. I feel old.
Oh, I feel old every day.
All right, so this thing is hunting them. Do you want to have some sort of foreshadowing that could allude to a creature such as this? Maybe like a mural on a wall in the town, and they're like, oh, yeah, no, those things were hunted to extinction years ago.
What was that voice?
I don't know, some local yokel.
I think that had like a little bit of Canadian in it.
It was Minnesota.
Well, yeah, they sound Canadian. And we just lost like a couple of our viewers.
Oh, gosh.
I really liked you guys until you made that joke about our voices in Minnesota.
It's not your voice, it's your accent. It's hilarious, and we love it.
Yeah, we joke about it from a place of love.
Yes, I love accents. They're always fun to mess up.
Anyways, okay, so you're talking about like a little bit of foreshadowing.
Just a smidge, like maybe just like a really vague image of one somewhere, and they're like, "What the heck is that thing?" Or maybe they won't even notice it.
Oh, how about the people in the towns like they warn the party that it's extremely dangerous to cross during the winter time.
Ooh,
They don't
yeah,
know why.
but it's just tradition. You don't cross.
It's not tradition. Well, it's just like their forefathers or anything like that. No one
Right, right, right.
survives the trek across the pass.
Okay,
And that's why they in dire need for this medicine and all that stuff.
okay.
Obviously, clerics not willing to go by themselves or anything like that. But then, like the party being like adventurers, and it'll be good if the group or the party did a quest beforehand in that town to gain some reputation
Yeah,
so that the town will be like, okay, if they got our backs, maybe we can survive the trek across the pass.
right.
That's how we get the fourth
Fourth sled.
sled. Thank you, I forgot
I
that
hate it
word.
when I forget simple
The
word.
fourth sled to go along with it, which is guaranteed red shirts from Star Trek.
Oh yeah. So I have an idea for the name for the pass.
You actually want to come up with the name for the pass?
Yes. Well, it just came to me. But it's like the name has changed over the years because they forgot what the original name was. So it's similar to what the original name was. Currently it is called Rumor Pass. They're not sure why, they're not sure what the rumor is. Because looking at the name of this creature, Remor has, it sounds like Rumor Has It or Rumor Pass.
You, did you really just make a pun based off the monster's name?
Yep.
Okay. Rumor pass.
Yep.
We'll go with it.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say
The rumor is you die if you try to cross in the winter.
yeah, that's not rumor. It's fact. I want to say that like this monster hibernates during the spring, summer, and fall times, and it's only
Yeah.
active during the winter.
Okay.
It's the opposite of a bear.
Like maybe it burrows down deep to stay nice and cool because it would get too hot in the summer otherwise.
Yeah, I just want to be only a threat during the winter time.
Yeah. Or maybe that's when its eggs hatch, so that's when they're more ferocious. During the rest of the year, they kind of just sleep it off.
Oh my god, you just said something that's like, oh, what happens if there's more of them?
Maybe not hatch, or maybe that's when it has eggs, so it's more protective and it needs to hunt to feed the future babies.
If it has eggs, it doesn't need to feed the babies. If it's
Okay, so maybe the eggs have hatched, so now it needs to feed the babies.
Okay. But that still implies that there is like multiple of them, and that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna be one because this is gonna be hard enough already.
Yeah, only one's going to attack, but there could be more. And if they find the nest of babies, they can slaughter those too.
You monster.
Oh, it's the monster.
We're still going on the Dark Tiff route. You want to kill babies.
It's Dark Tiff month.
Was the first? No, I don't know if the first episode would be the beginning of a month, so you could do the entire month of August or something like that. But yeah, that's the theme for this one is Dark Tiff wants to kill babies.
Hey, that's not the entire episode, and I didn't say I wanted to kill them. I said the party would have a choice.
But you're encouraging it. I wasn't gonna bring babies at all into this. It
This
was just
thing murders everything.
yes, and that would be create the cool like Liam Neeson's The Gray final standoff at the end
Ooh,
with this creature and the party.
okay. So maybe it's just ravenous after hibernating all summer.
No, it's whatever the game master wants.
Exactly.
It's fairly pointless backstory we're just coming up with.
Feel free to add babies, feel free to just make it hungry. Whatever you choose, that's on you.
When they cut up the creature after killing it, they found out it's pregnant.
Ah.
They're not gonna care.
Most D&D parties just want to kill and slaughter.
I know they're real psychopaths.
Murder hobos.
Is there any other event you want to happen, or like so? The two events we have for this whole thing is traveling down, comes up from below, kills fourth cart, and
Fourth part. Kills the red shirts.
a couple of the people, or only one of the person, or the dog.
If you really want to play off of the red shirt thing, you can have them all wearing red.
I think that would be too much of a hint.
Nah. Wow. You know what? After it happens, though, anyone who gets the reference will definitely laugh about it.
Okay, and it depends on how many you want to survive afterwards.
Exactly.
It will just jump up, burrow down. There'll be some time after that. I don't know if like give them time to recuperate and all that stuff, and that they will be attacked by wolves.
Yeah.
In which the wolves will give sign that's like on snow, they'll be attacked. On rock, they'll be safe.
So yeah, there'll be like one wolf coming up over the top of the rock, another one coming in on the ground, and the thing kills the ground one but leaves the one on the rock okay.
And if any of the party members is 30 and older, they might actually understand that this is a Tremor reference.
You could even have the fourth cart get or sled cart
Yeah.
sled.
What's a sled but a cart without wheels?
It's a sled. Anyway, and actually, back in the olden days, they could actually remove the wheels from carts and put runners on them to turn them into sleds. So it is a cart without wheels.
Isn't that how toboggan started?
Baby.
Don't quote me on that one. Sounds like it though.
Anyway, I was saying when the fourth sled gets attacked, it could be that all the other sleds have just moved on to a rocky surface. And fourth sled is about to, and then it gets hit.
Or if it's in the front, then they're on the rocky surface and they're up front.
Yeah. But if that's in front of them, then that's gonna make them want to pause and like, stop and be like, wait, should we just not go that way?
But it's the only way because the sides is sheer cliffs or like
Not always.
real high angled mountainsides.
Right. It is the only way.
Yeah.
I feel like having it attack the one in the back is more how a hunter would attack. It would attack the one lagging behind.
But if it attacks in the front, then that would give pause of like, what do we do? Is it safe to go forward? And then the wolves will show up during that confusion and then give
Ooh.
them the clue about where they could be and can't be.
Okay.
So it's really up to the game master on how they want to flow that.
Right.
Because I could see how both will work.
You can throw in your average ice and snow related difficulties. Just see, like roll each day or something to see if something happens.
I kind of don't want to have random encounters unless it helps the party like determine like the limitations for this creature. But I feel like I would love for the entire thing just to be the tense moment, like the tense kind of thing of being constantly worried about the danger that lies below.
Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't have to be like potentially dangerous random encounters. It could be, oh, you slipped and fell. Now you're cold.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah, that kind of
I
thing.
thought you're like rolling for random encounters kind of level.
No. I meant like rolling to see, like, oh no, you're walking along and some snow falls. Now you have to uncover one of the sleds. It delays you a little bit, but it doesn't actually do any lasting harm.
What happens if it snows and there's a layer of snow on top of rock? What happens?
Depends on how deep the snow is.
Let's say an inch.
If it's only an inch, then this thing wouldn't be able to. It could probably sense through it, but it wouldn't be able to get to you because you're on a rock. Unless it came above ground, because it does have legs.
What happens if there is a fresh layer of snow? It makes it hard to see where the rocks are then.
Ooh, that would be difficult, yes.
Yeah, like roll badly and that's what happens.
Yeah, so it would definitely be some sort of perception roll to see where the rocks are and where the ground is. Is there too much snow? It'd be nice to have like a ranger or someone along that can use their nature sense.
Or you could like use magic.
Or you could use magic and just melt all the snow with fire.
Mage hand, brush the snow away.
Just brush the snow away.
That's less than 5 pounds.
Just have a mage hand in front of you, tapping on the ground, like at its maximum distance, just tapping on the ground so the thing will attack that first.
Also, I feel like it will only attack like once every like 20 minutes or something like that. Where it'll be like if the party could like cleverly trick it to just popping up
Yeah.
where there's nothing, I feel like they should be rewarded. Like, oh, they could do a trick where it's like pops up, then they could run to the next one or get to the next safe area
Hmm.
within that 20 minutes or something like that. You know what I mean? If they figure something like that out.
Yeah, they could totally try something like that.
I'm just giving multiple. If they go like that route, I could see them not even fighting this thing
Yeah,
just for like because they're focused on the time constraint.
right. They could totally cheese their way out of it.
Yeah.
And if they wanna come back later and kill it, they totally can.
I think that is a good quest.
Yeah, I like this thing.
You see, that's why it's like we only needed cleric needed daughter ill and dying, and we made a pretty good quest out of it.
Mhm.
We don't need long posts.
Nope.
It could be as simple as that.
Yep.
And we made a Balto slash Tremors slash the Gray quest.
Yeah, that is a 6-word quest. That's all it is. Short, sweet, and to the point.
I mean, we would keep ripping off movies, but I like this quest.
I mean, they're good movies because they have a good story, and using a good story in a game makes for a really fun game.
Yeah, but we're not professional writers.
We don't claim to be.
Well, we're clearly not. We're stealing from other people.
I mean, isn't that what a lot of professional writers do nowadays?
Oh, shots fired.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon here. Just want to add in when we were trying to come up with the name of this episode, we did a bunch of Googling trying to find like snow puns or anything like that. I just so happened to Google tremors or snow tremors and found out that Tremors came out with a movie in 2018 called Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell. So apparently, they already did something like that, and we did not know that this movie existed. So I guess we just copied that. Maybe one of these days, we'll watch it. If you did, I would love to hear from it. Let us know on Twitter if you actually watch it. Anyways, back to the episode. Anyways, if you also enjoyed it like we did, let us know. Or if you ran it, let us know how your party maneuvers around this. Let us know on Twitter at QuestBoardPod. And if you have one of your own and it could be only 6 words long on the job posting, let us know on Twitter. I think with that, I wish you all a good night.
And happy questing.